Yo, Blink, I got another fighting game for you.
Excuse me, I'm already playing 3 fighting games competitively. What?
This one actually has a local scene near you.
Sold.
A few moments later.
Huh. Let's check it out. Huh, the controls are kind of stiff. Ah, well, let's just have a look at the training room. What? What? Where are all the options? Why won't the... What? Why won't the C-stick work? What? Items?
Yes!
Alright! I've been having so much fun the last few days. I've learned so much in the Uncle Punch training pack. I can ledge dash, I can wave dash, I can back dash, I can rainbow dash. Guess it's time to step into that combo training and try my stuff out. Wait a second. Only one reversal move? If they're invincible, how am I supposed to whiff punish? If there's only one option, how am I supposed to react to mix-ups? Jump! Everything comes out on frame 1? Oh my god. I have to tell Uncle Punch. Hey everybody, what is up? It's B-Link, and we're here to talk about the top 10 things that I want added to Uncle Punch's combo training mode in Uncle Punch's training pack. Now, what inspired this video is I've noticed that the training tools used in Melee are a little bit behind the curve in terms of training that can be found in other fighting games. I realize that everything that has been added to the training mode, or I should say the training experience in general, in the last 4 years through mods and stuff is absolutely phenomenal. The default training mode is absolute dumpster fire for Melee. Even with the C-stick turned back on, it's still kind of an abomination. Now, I don't want to come into this video being very forceful, really like demanding things. These are just my suggestions. If any of the community thinks that these are good suggestions, share the video maybe, show it with Uncle Punch. If he wants to work on making like the stuff better because of this video, I mean, that's absolutely great. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so what's happened is I tried so hard to read a script, and I made it like to point 1, and I was sick of the audio in it and everything, and it's just terrible. And I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit so like I'm not cut off at the very bottom of the screen. But okay, like I tried to sit down and read a script, and I realized I'm terrible at reading scripts. I'm so much better when I just sit there and I rant at things. I've got my notes on the side here, so I'm gonna look at them, and we're just gonna kind of wing this at this point. Hopefully this goes right. Okay, anyways. Okay, number 1. Whoops, don't want to hit the microphone. It's okay. It's okay. Number 1, reversal options. There are a lot of reversal options you can do in Melee, and Uncle Punch doesn't let you do all of them. All you can do in Uncle Punch right now is you can have the opponent air dodge and spot dodge out of hit stun. They can perform attacks out of hit stun, and they can just be invulnerable frame 1. And air dodge, spot dodge is pretty straightforward. It just comes out on frame 4, and invulnerable frame 1 is just to test if it's a true combo. You already have like the thing in the top left corner up there that shows you that it's a combo, but just, I mean, it's a thing. It's a good option. I'm not against it. The problem I have right now is that, first of all, when you have the opponent, wow, I can't talk, perform an attack out of hit stun, they are actually invulnerable the frame the first hitbox comes out. So you can't, like, let's say Marth does forward air and you're doing Fox up air. Like, obviously, if the hitbox is out for 2 frames, you're still going to hit the combo. The hitbox is just in the wrong place. Like, for Marth, I mean, it's obviously starts up here. He swings above his head, and Fox is obviously, like, below him, hitting him with up air. So I mean, having invincibility, I think it's kind of silly. Like, I don't see why it should really be an option, especially when, like, after they throw out the move, it just resets everything anyways, which is, like, another thing I'll get into in, like, a minute. Okay, so the thing that opponents don't do is you can't choose what attack they throw out. Like, Peach always throws out Nair when she's in the air. Fox always throws out Nair when he's in the air. Fox always throws out Shine when he's on the ground. Marth always jabs when he's on the ground. Also, like, for certain characters, like, Marth will actually throw out forward air or back air depending on what side of him you're on. So that's kind of neat. But being able to manually set what attack the opponent throws out is, like, gonna be... It's so good if you could do that. And even better yet, if you could have, like, a list of options, like... We already have this for tech chasing. Like, with tech chasing, you can choose to roll left, roll right, you can spot dodge, or you can do get up or just lay there and get up attack. And this is great. Like, for tech chasing, why can't we have, like, a list for just aerials? Like, oh, I want Marth to either up B, I want him to forward air, I want him to spot dodge or air dodge. I mean, or like just having these list of options like is great. Like, because then you can, like, let's say you have, like, some combo you're doing, and then you want to, like, you hit Marth pretty low to the ground, and you want him to, like, forward air to the ground, and crouch cancel his attack and punish him for it, or maybe he'll up B, and you want to punish him for that, because he thinks you're going to come in, like, with something else, or he just, like, double jump forward airs. Like, that would be great. Like, just adding a jump checkbox to jumps, and then throws that in aerial would be so nice. Also, choosing the fast fall aerials in reversals is also a kind of cool thing if they're, like, low to the ground and you want to test stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for, like, pure reversals. Like, we need, like, all the options for reversals to work. I think that's important. All right, second thing, number two is that reversal timings. Everything comes out on frame 1 in the Uncle Punch combo training. I mean, I realize Uncle Punch is, like, set to practice, like, true combos or almost true combos, because you still get to punish if air dodge doesn't actually come out, so you have, like, 3 frames leeway if you have it set to that option. But I digress. Having the reversal timing, like, you put a number on it, and then you can have 3 different options. You can have it on, before, or between. Like, let's say you have 4, so frame 4, and then you can have it to where it's on frame 4, where you always air dodge frame 4 or attack frame 4, whatever option you have set, it happens on frame 4. Before, where it always happens before frame 4, like it randomly chooses frames 1 to 4, or between, and you set 2 numbers and it randomly picks between these 2 numbers. That would also really help with reversals, because then you could practice, like, oh, this isn't a true combo. How many frames do I have to actually pull this off? It'd just be so nice, because nobody gets everything first time out of hit stun. Number 3, make force reset on combo failure optional. Like, every time your opponent air dodges or throws out an attack, like, this is why the attack with the invincibility thing was rather silly, because, I mean, if you're invincible and you're throwing out a hitbox, I mean, what is actually the point if everything's going to force reset anyways? It just, like, doubles up on top of the, no, this isn't good. This needs to actually be like, so yeah, this is already, and also this is already a thing for, like, ledge dashing on failure. Like, can we add this to, like, the combo training, please? So maybe I want to just extend my combo or try to get something even though I got hit. Like, that'd just be so nice. Number 4, set the player's health or percent, because, like, crouch canceling stuff, I mean, if you want to practice crouch canceling stuff, like knowing what percent it works on and stuff like that, yeah, it's kind of important. I mean, you already press L plus D-pad to set the opponent's HP, so maybe R plus D-pad does your health instead. Number 5, DIQ. So this one's kind of complicated, but I think this is probably the single, along with the stuff I've said about reversals, like, this is the single most powerful thing you can add to the combo training, is making a DIQ. So what you do is you have a set of inputs you set, like in the pause menu on the on-screen display, and you make it to where it's a list. And what you can do is, like, you go on each option, you, like, press the A button, you hold the control stick where you want it to be, and then you press A again, and boom, it locks that into, like, that position on the control stick. And what you do is you have, like, 5 or 6 slots of this, and the first hit you make in a combo always makes the opponent DI based off the first thing you gave the first thing you input, and then the second one is the second hit you give, and the third's the third, and the fourth's the fourth. And this makes it to where you can mimic people DIing like real humans. Like, humans don't always DI the same direction. Like, obviously in the training room, like, there's some great DI code. Like, you can DI random and stuff, and that kind of works, which is really good. But if you want to practice like really, really specific stuff, having this DI cue, I think would be so powerful. Like, you could actually practice like certain combos. Like, maybe it's like, oh, I always want Fox to like DI out on the fourth hit so I can do this follow-up. Because like with random DI, it's not really consistent. I want to practice this combo in this way. Like, and the thing is, it actually lets you like go through all the options with the DIQ, and I think that's really important, because then you could actually theoretically test every single combo. And for a lab nerd like myself, that is like, oh my god, DIQ would actually be amazing. Like, DIQ and fixing the reversal options, oh, that's just perfect. Also, oh yeah, do the same thing for SDI, and like, you have a queue for SDI too, like you have for DI, but you'd make it to where you could do 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hits per 4 SDIs per hit, and I think that's pretty good. Like, that'd probably do it. Now, number 6. This isn't actually related to the combo mode training thing in Uncle Punch. This is a meteor canceling event. I actually have no idea how useful this would be. I just thought, I wrote all these notes at like 2 in the morning. So I was just jotting down whatever was in my mind. I don't know how good meteor canceling is. I mean, nobody really throws it out in tournament as far as I know, but knowing what frame you can actually do things on, like practicing like Falco Side B or like Falcon Dare, or I mean, it's probably a little bit harder to actually get to work than I would like to think it is, but yeah, it's probably a thing worth looking into. Number 7, hide the pause menu. With all the options that I'm adding, like with the DIQ, the reversal option, adding the ability to hide the pause menu is, I think, important, so you can actually see what's like going on screen. And this is actually important because frame advance, like when the game is paused, like I'm pretty sure for Project M already does this. I don't know if the 20XX or debug codes do this in vanilla mainly. I think they do, but doing this in like the training mode combo with already the DIQ and the reversal options I've mentioned, that would be really nice to throw it in. Like, maybe when you're paused, like you can press, you know how like when you're on the pause menu, you can press L or R to swap between the characters. Like in 2-player mode, it does the same thing. So like maybe remap the R button to like hide the menu, and then if you press something like D-pad down or whatever, I don't know, like something like that would probably work really good for frame advance. Number 8, make frozen Pokemon toggleable. It's frozen by default, and 20XX lets you practice on all transformations, but again, with like all the tools I'm saying to add, it would pretty much help a lot to know like what works on what transformations and stuff. Like, there's some pretty cool combos you can actually do on the transformations, even though some regions have it frozen now, including mine. So I think actually like you could probably take the 20XX codes that already do that on like the alternate stages, put that in Uncle Punch maybe. I don't know how hard that would be, but it's probably easy enough for me to like copy paste code in and do it. I mean, I have no idea, to be quite honest. Anyways, number 9, frame history. Oh, this is a big one. So I'm just going to show some pictures here. Like, this is how it kind of works. It's like this little bar that scrolls across the top, and it shows what state the character is in on every frame. And this is in some games, like Skullgirls is actually what I'm thinking of when I think of this. This is the one I'm showing on screen anyway. So you've got this thing that scrolls across the top. It shows how many frames the opponent is in hit stun, and how many frames like the startup of a move is before the hitbox comes out, all that stuff. And also showing like a color overlay like in 20XX does already on top of this, and just have the colors like on the character be the same as in the timeline at the top for the frame history. That is also pretty cool. Not nearly as necessary as anything else I've said so far, but I still think it's a really cool option that could be in. And number 10, port all of this to Project M today. All right, and number 10, this disclaimer in the event menu. Ginger made a video about this. I'm actually gonna play a little bit of it right now, so here you go.
I think this is probably the most effective way that people should be practicing. I love Uncle Punch and I love 20XX. I think those are really, really amazing practice tools, but you have to be careful. You have to practice with intentionality and mindfulness. If you're not doing this at the beginning of your practice, if you're just throwing yourself at it and not paying attention to your form, you're just doing it over and over again, it's not going to be nearly as effective. You have to have a conscious learning process going on before you can just work your way into that subconscious learning and subconscious understanding, right? At the core of it, all you need to do is practice the things that you currently cannot do consistently. So the first step is being honest with yourself and finding out what you need to practice. And I think that there are two really effective ways to go about this. You can either be very mindful when you're playing friendlies and figure out what is the most impactful thing that's affecting the outcome of that match, right? It doesn't have to be like one tiny little optimization. Try to get like the overarching thing, the biggest problem that you can solve, and then that will translate to the best result for you. And if you're not being mindful during practice, I should say friendlies, I guess, then you can go into analysis. I always think of it like a basketball player. If you're shooting free throws, I guess you could learn by shooting, 1 million free throws and just like kind of doing it. But what's going to be more effective is like you shoot a free throw, you analyze where the ball went, and you thought about your form, exactly how it felt when you threw the ball, exactly your posture, breaking down exactly what is actually going wrong. So the next time you shoot the ball, you're trying to address some of those problems, not just do it again. And I see a lot of people practicing on Uncle Punch that are just doing it over and over and over and over and over, and I swear they're not paying attention. So when this actually comes up in the middle of a match, do you think that you're going to be able to do it? No, right? So I think that practicing with intentionality and mindfulness is important regardless of what you're using to practice, whether it's 20XX, Vanilla Melee, or Uncle Punch, any of these things. You always have to do that. And take the time to consistently practice mindfully.
So yeah, basically what Ginger said, don't waste time practicing useless crap you already know. Understand the tools you're using and how to use them efficiently. I think this is actually really important. Anyone can hand you an ISO and you can just kind of mess around with it and kind of not really know what you're doing. At least inform the people that there are multiple opinions on how to use this software to get good at Melee. And I think like that mentality thing, like directly in the training pack that Uncle Punch has put together, is just as much necessary as practicing ledge dashing or wave dashing or anything else. But anyway, that's my rant. That's my top 10 features that I want added to the Uncle Punch combo training and Uncle Punch in general. I think that this is some really good stuff that could be added, and it would really push the meta to 20XX, especially for absolute lab junkies like myself. If you like the video, I guess share it with Uncle Punch. I'm sure he would love to be just bombarded but with these things I've said that need to be put in here today. But but yeah, if you actually care about having these features added, go support Uncle Punch on Patreon. I'm doing this right now. Like, give him your money. Show him that you actually care about this project, like, happening, pushing the training room to where it is with other fighting games, and making something that really, really is a shining gem. That's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with like the dumb skit I put at the beginning of this video. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Uncle Punch, if you're watching this, thank you for watching, especially to the end of the video. You've done a great job with the training pack so far. I'm really enjoying it and have been for the last year. Peace out.